Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Look, before you assume nothing is changing, before you convince yourself that this is how your life will always be, before you accept disappointment as your destiny, pause. Because Allah can surprise you in ways you never imagined. Right now, you might be staring at a closed door, a rejected application, a broken relationship, an unanswered dua, a diagnosis, a delay that feels endless. And you're thinking, that's it, this is my reality. But what if this is not the end of the story? What if this is the exact moment before Allah shifts everything? We limit Allah with our expectations. We think in days, He plans in decades. We think in small outcomes, He writes destinies. You may only see what is in front of you, but Allah sees what is behind it, ahead of it, and beyond it. He says in the Quran, "And whoever fears Allah, He will make for him a way out, and provide for him from where he does not expect." From where he does not expect. Not from where you planned, not from where you calculated, from where you never even looked. That's how Allah surprises. Think about your past. There were moments you thought you wouldn't survive, moments you cried yourself to sleep, moments you felt embarrassed, rejected, forgotten. Yet here you are, breathing, living, stronger than you were before. Did you plan that strength? Did you schedule that growth? No. Allah brought you through it. And if He brought you through that, what makes you think He cannot bring you through this? Sometimes Allah waits until you have exhausted every option, until you stop relying on people, until you stop relying on your own plans, until your heart says, "Ya Allah, only you." And that is when the surprise comes. Because Allah loves when your reliance becomes pure, not mixed with ego, not mixed with pride, not mixed with, "I can handle this," but full surrender, tawakkul, trust. And when trust becomes real, miracles begin. You may be in a season of confusion. Nothing makes sense. Opportunities disappear. People change. Plans collapse. And you think it's chaos. But what if it's alignment? What if Allah is removing what would have destroyed you? What if He is redirecting you away from something that looked good but carried hidden pain? We cry over doors that close, but we rarely thank Allah for disasters we never saw. How many things did He protect you from without you even knowing? How many heartbreaks were actually shields? How many delays were actually mercy? Allah can surprise you, not just by giving, but by protecting. Look at the story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, thrown into a well, betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, imprisoned for years. If you stop the story in the middle, it would look like tragedy, but Allah was preparing him for leadership. The palace was always written for him, but the well came first. Maybe you're in the well phase right now, dark, isolated, confusing, but that does not mean the palace is not coming. It just means Allah is shaping you for it. And when He surprises you, it will make sense why the process took so long. You think your dua hasn't been answered, but maybe it's being rewritten. Maybe you asked for something small and Allah wants to give you something greater. Or maybe you asked for something harmful and Allah wants to protect you. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us that every dua is answered, either by giving you what you asked, or by delaying it for something better, or by removing a harm you never knew was coming. That means you have never made a wasted dua. Not one tear, not one whisper,
not one Ya Rab in the darkness. Allah heard it all, and He can respond in ways that shock you. Sometimes the surprise is internal before it is external. Before He changes your situation, He changes your heart. Suddenly the anxiety lessens, suddenly the obsession fades, suddenly the attachment weakens, and you realize the real miracle wasn't the outcome, it was the peace. Peace is a gift, contentment is a gift, clarity is a gift, and Allah gives those gifts to the hearts that turn back to Him. You might wake up one day and the opportunity appears, the call comes, the door opens, the pain lifts, and you will say, "I didn't see that coming." Exactly. That's the point. If you could predict it, it wouldn't require faith. Allah specializes in the impossible. He brought water from stone. He parted the sea. He gave life to the barren. Your situation is not difficult for Him. Your problem is not too complicated. Your timeline is not delayed beyond His control. He says, "Be," and it is. So instead of saying nothing is happening, say Allah is working. Instead of saying it's over, say Allah is preparing something. Instead of saying why me, say Ya Allah, I trust your wisdom. Because the believer lives between patience and hope, Sabr and Tawakkul. And hope is powerful. Hope is worship. When you expect good from Allah, that expectation itself is rewarded. Look, Allah can change your life in a single moment. One phone call, one conversation, one opportunity, one dua accepted at tahajjud, one tear that falls sincerely. Don't underestimate the power of one sincere moment with Allah. You may feel forgotten, but Allah does not forget. You may feel unseen, but Allah is Al-Basir, the all-seeing. You may feel unheard, but Allah is Al-Samir, the all-hearing. And when the time is right, He will surprise you in ways you never imagined. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but suddenly. And when it happens, you will look back at this phase and understand why you had to wait. Until then, stay consistent. Pray even when you feel distracted. Make dua even when you feel tired. Trust even when you feel scared, because the surprise of Allah is worth the patience. Let's end with a dua. Ya Allah, surprise us with goodness we did not expect. Ya Allah, open doors we did not know existed. Ya Allah, replace our fear with certainty and our sorrow with joy. Ya Allah, grant us patience until your promise unfolds, and let us never lose hope in your mercy. Ameen. If this reminder touched your heart, share it with someone who needs hope today. And remember, your story is still being written, and Allah writes the most beautiful endings. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.